Alright, well this day hasn't went quite like I planned. Thought we were going to be doing some maintenance on the fertilizer spreader, getting it ready to go for tomorrow. But it didn't work. Instead, just getting over here to the grain bins this evening. Me and Dad are going to get this place ready for George to haul out here in the morning, but we got to plug grain bin. Grain bin's not plugged, the holding bin's plugged, so I got to take this snake up here and try to dig some rotten beans up. Fun times. You know, I kind of miss parts of harvest. This ain't that part. This part sucks. This rotten soybeans in this pipe. This bin's obviously got a leak in it at some place. There's water that's been running through this pipe. So all that dust that's in here is just gummy now. And I don't think anything will go through this pipe. I don't know how to get it out of there because it's all wet. Usually we'd run a plumbing snake up through here and it would bust like a clod loose. This whole pipe's like that. I mean, the whole bottom of this pipe's probably 25 feet long. It's just full of gummy, rotten corn and bean dust. Perfect. I got it on my gloves and they stink now. Rotten beans. Bet that wrench will never smell the same. This is an attempt to get something of substance in that tube to help pull that stuff down, like that snake just sits on top of it. Well, we think we got her back together. Probably be getting a phone call from George bright and early in the morning that this thing's plugged up. Nothing. Talking to the camera. But I think that's it for now. Good as new. Morning, everyone. Pulling back over here to the grain bins. I think George and Larry have already started loading. Had to finish up some stuff in the office. Get some more hats, trying to get them posted online for sale. But hopefully everything's running smooth over here and we'll take a look. If not, we'll be up in the air trying to clean out the pipes. Well, there's corn coming through that pipe, but it's still not running like it should. A little dusty. Now we got it running good. Turns out the holding bin was empty. We were just loading as it was loading holding bin. Shut the thing off for a little while. Now she's flowing good. Well, they were done hauling over here for a while. George was on the way back from town. It was a semi, so I get to drive his pimp wagon, I guess. I think that's what someone called it.
Again, folks, we're going to eat.
Where are we going?
Well, Laurie found a good place yesterday, that little old place in on Eastern Avenue, or the...
Is it good?
No.
No? One of the nice things about having a leg like we do with these grain bins, we're able to blend grain. Right now we're pulling corn out of two different grain bins. This corn's a little bit drier than that corn, so with being able to blend it, we want it to dry that corn, won't get docked any. It should come out to being 15% and be in good shape. Alright guys, like I said, we got new hats like these, minus the writing. We also got some shirts, and there's our shirt model.
Hey, give me the heck with the shirt.
If y'all want a George shirt, they are going to be available on the Facebook page. One thing we've noticed, they kind of seem to run a little small, don't they think?
Well, I think they are.
I mean, I usually wear an XL, and I can fit in an XL just fine, but it's almost a belly shirt. I mean, they're short. Yeah, so keep that in mind if you order one. George is trying to figure out how to use that camera. I think he's trying to embarrass me, but he's doing a pretty good job embarrassing himself.
I'm going to show you the boss man hard at work. Can you see him? This is what he does all
Hey George, do you even have the camera on?
I do, buddy. I'm recording.
Is the red dot on there?
Yes, sir. I caught you red-handed. I've been outside doing all the work. I'm sitting here on his telephone. I want everybody to know that. And then he says he does all the work.
George, I can edit all this out.
The truth is, he does take me to lunch every once in a while, and he will buy every once in a while. But a lot of the times he makes me do it.
Hey,
I just want everybody to know the truth.
I just want you to know that the audio's on the other side of where you're talking. They can't hear a word you're saying.
Oh, yes, they can. Give me no.
George just got back with a load. I'm not driving today. I'm just helping them keep the holding bins floated while the other two guys are driving. So I guess I'm stuck here. One thing we try to do is chart all of our tickets. We got a spreadsheet printed out. We keep track of the ticket number, what grain bin it came out of, who the driver was, what time, the date, all that stuff. Just makes it real nice to keep track of contracts, how close you are to having your contracts full, when you, that way you know when to shut it off, that kind of stuff. We also keep track of the dockage, that way you know how much Cargill took from you.
I'll own that place someday. Hey, now get the camera out of my face. I am working like a dog.
Trying to clean out some of this loose dirt, replace it with some blue rock. Maybe it won't be so muddy pulling trucks in. George is going to finish loading his truck. He's just about loaded. We almost did it, by God. We almost overflowed the, got the holding bin completely full. Leg started backing up. Luckily, we didn't smoke any belts. So. But I don't need to watch that for a minute. I'm supposed to meet a fellow over at the grain bins, the other grain bins, take a look at a building, see why it's leaking. So we'll go do that now.
They're supposed to have little pieces of little foam blocks in here that will hold this strip out. Well, it can't hurt it, right?
Well, probably leak worse. Every time he does something, it gets worse.
Well,
Hey, you overflow a grain bin lately?
Huh?
You overflow a grain bin lately?
Have I ever? No, I didn't overfull it.
Well, Monroe's getting to the bottom of this. I have to recaulk her door. Well, Monroe, you think she's going to leak anymore?
we will think that until it doesn't. So we're hopeful.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be a lot better than it was, at least. So that's the plan. Now we can get it to rain.
There's no problem with that. It seems to rain all the time.
Get the garden hose out.
You guys have heard me talk about Monroe in some other videos. He's got a channel called MT Homes. How would you describe? You still call yourself a contractor? What, house flipper extraordinaire?
We flip houses pretty much.
Yep,
Buy houses, fix them up.
It's like real life HGTV. So
yeah,
check that out.
Real life is right. Yeah. It's not as glamorous as it appears on TV, but yeah, we buy a few houses, fix them up, sell them, and we take a few videos in the process. We don't vlog by no means, but we try to do a little here and there. Some of the more interesting projects we get into, and some of the surprises we get. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
so you got one trying to come out this week, don't you?
Yeah, we got one more day, and then we got finishing up on our one in town, and then we got 2 more waiting on us. So, wife buys them faster than I can fix them.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully that building's a little bit better. If that building were to rot, that'd be bad. All of our electric panels are in there. All the conduit that goes into that building is underground and concrete, so yeah, that'd be bad. Hopefully we got that thing a little bit sealed up a little bit better. One of the upcoming projects we've got to do is work on Dad's sprayer. We got a wheel motor leaking. We got to take it off, have it rebuilt. So I'm taking the Challenger out of the garage to make room for the sprayer. I think we're gonna go ahead and hook this thing to the vertical tillage bar or Turbo Max, and that's also a project, is rebuilding that thing. Now, when I say that we're going to rebuild the Turbo Max, I mean that we're going to replace the blades. It's the blades on anything like a planter or a disc, they wear out. And when they wear out, they start getting shorter and shorter, smaller and smaller. These ones probably should have been replaced last year, but they didn't. So here we are. And we didn't really get to use it much last year because last year was a wet spring, kind of like this one. Anybody else ever tell your wife you're going to be home at a certain time, then like 10 different things come up and ends up being like 2 hours later? Might be guilty of that tonight. I think she's getting used to it by now. Anybody else still harvesting? Talked to a fellow today where we ate lunch at, and he was saying that they just finished beans last night. Ran their last 12 acres at, I believe he said 15% moisture, 16% or something like that, and 66% damage. Had to position the sprayer a little sideways in here. That's the wheel motor we got to take off, so had to get to where it's easy to get to. All right, well, that's going to be it for tonight. Huge thanks to Monroe for coming out and taking a look at that building. Like I say, I'm really confident that we've probably got it sealed up a little better anyways. So that's a big relief. Like I said, we did get new hats. We got new shirts, like the George shirt and all of them. Those are all available on the Facebook store. Still working on trying to get a website. I don't know much about designing a website, but maybe in the near future we will have a website. But for right now, everything's available on the Facebook store. So. But thanks for watching. If you like what you've seen, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brian's Farming Videos and Facebook at Brown Farms. And we'll see you in the next video.